Shannon and McCowan back with you, along with Brian Burke of the Pittsburgh Penguins, who joins us as his team has, 4 games left to go in the regular season and is battling for a playoff spot. One of the other things that I know you're deeply involved in, care a lot about, is the Pride program that the National Hockey League has undertaken and has been an issue, I think, not necessarily across the league, but in more than a few situations. Does it upset you? Are you angry that not everybody is on board?
Yes.
I assume you think that there's no reason why an individual shouldn't be on board with this.
Yes.
Right.
What was your reaction, Brian? PK Subban had a national stage a few Saturdays ago and said that players should not be activists. Do you view, how do you view what PK said as people are trying to open the game up and open it to so many other people?
Well, here's the risk of being an activist. The risk of being an activist is, what's your cause? What are you going to refuse to wear a pride sweater for? Sorry, I thought I turned my phone off. I tried to. What are you going to be an activist for? So someone says, well, I'm not going to wear a pride sweater because I'm a strictly religious person. And there's holes in that discussion. But anyway, let's say the guy says, well, I'm not going to go to public health safety workers night because I'm anti-vax. And someone says, well, I'm not going to go to this thing. Where do we stop? We're not going to go to support the military night because I was opposed to the war in Iraq. Where does it stop? So PK's got a valid point, and that is the risk of being an activist. I'm proud to be an activist. I disagree with PK to that extent. I'm proud to be an activist, but I don't think I have the right to inflict my program, my agenda on everyone who goes to National Hockey League games, and more importantly, the team I care about, Pittsburgh Penguins games. The pride message to me should not be confused with a political agenda or a political message or anything else. It is saying that you are important to us and you are welcome here. That's all it's saying. It's not saying that you endorse or adopt any of the principles of the LGBTQ community. Not saying that you want to support them. You're not going to write a check for them. You're not going to sign up for a newsletter. It's saying that you are welcome here. So I don't get the opposition. I think there's a lot of fear mongering that goes with it. The Russian issue is a different issue. But as far as people saying, I don't support pride, I don't get it. Yes, I'm annoyed. And yes, you have to be activists. PK is right to a point, but there's also, you got to be activists to a point. This message is not Brian Burke's message. This is the message the NHL and our member teams want to make to our fans that support the LGBTQ plus community. You are welcome here. Don't matter if someone says they're not going to wear it. You are welcome here.
Why is the Russian?
Can't you do that?
Why is the Russian issue different than others? Some people may not understand that.
Well, there's a fear because of the legislation that's been enacted in Russia. There's a fear that players that support LGBTQ causes could be targets. Now, there's no substantive proof of a viable threat at this point, but I think it's a legit threat. If a player does feel his family might be at risk, that's a legitimate reason for me. Then don't wear the sweater. Have everyone else wear the sweater. Don't have your team take it off. You just don't have to wear one.
So you would endorse if for instance, Mark and Eric Stahl in Florida said we don't want to wear it, you would endorse them just wearing a Panthers sweater and then the rest of the club wearing the Pride sweater?
I tell you one thing, if I were still playing, I would have gone to my team and said, I'm wearing the sweater. I don't care if I'm the only player that wears the sweater. And I would wear pride tape during a regular season game, not just during the preseason or the warm-up. I'd wear it during a regular season game.
Well, and actually that brings up a really good point, Brian. Is this a case of, by isolating it to certain nights, we're not giving it its true respect, and we should be doing it every night? We should be doing lots of things on a regular basis?
I would say no, John. Here's why. First off, I understand what the word uniform means. Uniform has a meaning to it, and it's military, it's team, it's uniform. And so in the NFL, you get in very serious trouble if your uniform doesn't comply strictly to the league uniform requirements. I get why the Minnesota Vikings want to look like the Minnesota Vikings in every respect. I get it. So no, I'm not suggesting that. What I am suggesting is that these nights, and people may say, well, why don't they wear pride every night? We'll take the night. I can't speak for everyone in the LGBTQ plus community, but we'll take that night. We will take that one night where everyone says, we're important, we're valuable, you're welcome here. We'll take that night because it's critical for symbolism. It's critical to generate allies. It's critical to say that's an important cause. It's critical. So we'll take the night. If we only get one, we'll take it, and we'll make it special.
There are now, I think 6 teams opted out of wearing the sweaters in the warm-up. Do you foresee this being a harbinger of perhaps the league suggesting at some point that we're going to not allow anybody to wear the sweaters, or that we would recommend things don't happen, or is it going to be up to the member clubs?
I think we'll just keep going and see what happens. Like, to me, this is a new development. It's a troubling development, but I think people, and this is my message to the LGBTQ plus community, don't get discouraged. Don't worry about 6 teams. Worry about the teams that did it. Be happy with the teams that did it. Support the teams that did it. Don't be discouraged.
I guess the other part of this to me is we have, unfortunately, we ended up talking about, if there are 40 players on a team, we end up talking about the 2 that have opted out. We haven't talked about the 38 that have opted in or have agreed to participate in it. How do we manage that message?
Well, that's what I just said. Don't get discouraged. Look at the progress. See, it's easy to focus on what we have not accomplished.
Right.
And it's really hard for sometimes to step back and say, look at the difference. When I was in high school in Minnesota in 1973, there were no gay students in my school.
You want to bet?
Of course there were. Of course there were gay students in my school. There were 3,000 kids in my school. 3,000 kids in a 3-grade high school. So it was only 10, 11, and 12. 3,000 kids in Edina High School. Not one gay kid. And the answer is everyone was embarrassed or afraid to come out. And you look at the progress. I told Brendan this before Brendan passed away. I said, think how much better your life is as a young gay man than it was when I was in high school. Just think of the progress we've made. Don't focus on how much more we need to do. So the challenge for us is, let's not lose sight of what we've done, but not ever lose sight of the fact that we are a long way from any type of equality or acceptance across the board. And it's taken a troubling right turn the last couple of years for me. But we're a long way from getting where we want to go. Don't lose sight of how far we've come.
How do we create universal acceptance? This is something I'm sure that you have, or will we ever create universal acceptance?
Well, universal not going to happen. There's too many different viewpoints, and we are talking about biases and ignorance and hatred that built up over centuries. These are not doors you kick in. These are mud walls that dissolve over time. We're not going to fix everything with a flip of a switch or passage of a law. We're not going to fix it all overnight. People aren't going to suddenly become enlightened and accepting, and it's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
So I focus on the progress that's been made in my life since I got involved in this cause. Remember, I was an ignorant idiot when I was a young player too. I didn't give 2 thoughts about this. I didn't think about it even once, and did not give it any proper attention or love or support. Then when your kid gets you involved, you're a zealot right away, right? And so I look at the progress we've made just in my time in this community, and I'm excited about that. But we can't stop. The where it goes next, we just got to keep grinding here. If we get to a full, all 32 teams do Pride Night, great. If we get to a player wearing Pride tape during a regular season game and not just in the warm-up, that's a breakthrough. I think one player did it in San Jose, I believe. But we got to let's take these small gains and turn them into bigger gains.